on now.
And we are live.
Not yet totally, but Facebook always takes a minute. Because Facebook sucks. I think we're live now.
All right. Wait, tell me to get a few people on here.
I'm going to mute my mic.
Oh, yeah, we're live. Looks good, though. Who we got on here? Yeah, we're live. All right. We got a professional monster truck driver, Clayton Smith. He's sponsored by Carly Suspension and Ford. He pulled up in a 2016 monster truck.
It's 14.
Well, it looks good. Looks like 17. So, but
He keeps it clean, though.
dude, it's super dope. I've been looking at it from a distance on the Facebook. It's kind of like, yeah. But
I'm not sponsored, by the way. I have to pay for all that myself. So
yeah, you're right. You were sponsored. You're sponsored by. Mine's by yourself. Get right up in there like you love it. You can swing it to you. It's got an arm. It's got all kinds of cool. Hopefully it works.
I don't want to break it because then I have to pay for this.
No. It's not a big deal. But I used to play football with him in high school. He was like a year. When'd you graduate?
02?
Yeah, a year ahead of me.
Yeah.
He used to beat the shit out of me. He played left tackle. He'd beat me up, and then in between plays, he'd make me laugh by doing Chris Farley. He'd shove his pads up in his... I could do it pretty good with myself just because of that. I kind of jocked your thing, so sorry.
No problem.
But it's good. And then after that, he's a hot rod dude, and I like hot rods. Anything that's badass that goes fast or climbs stuff. He's probably more into you're more into camping now than you are tearing shit up.
Anything outside, really.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Okay. But the reason he's here is because you had a heart transplant, what?
November 20th, 2016. So, been a while, I guess. A little over
A year and a half. Yeah.
almost a year and a half.
How long is it supposed to take to recover from a heart transplant?
Just depends on the person, I
I was
guess.
about to say,
I don't think I'll ever completely be
Recovered back to normal. Always have an issue.
You just trade, one serious problem for a whole ton of little baby problems that add up, but no worries.
So, and how old are you? How old are you now?
33.
Okay, damn, we're the same. Oh, I'm about to be your age. But so, like, my dad asked this question. He's like, "How do you know what happened?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm about to find out." So how did what?
Well, I was I think it was about 26, 27 years old. I got the flu, and I got a couple days. I got worse and worse, and then all of a sudden, I got an ear infection, and then I went to the doctor and got a shot in the butt, and then about 2 or 3 days later, I was in the hospital. So it was ear infection, basically, what they think.
So it started it all.
That's
Wow.
it. Yeah.
So it wasn't like.
It wasn't because I was a fat dude or didn't take care of myself. That's what I get all the time.
You should eat better. No,
Yeah,
I did fine.
Healthy.
I shouldn't get infections.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't like I thought it was like family deal, like
No.
a gene. Just so you
Just
got an
some
infection,
out of the blue, yeah.
and then that messed your heart up.
Yeah. That's it.
Like in the blood, it goes through the blood, I guess, and then
Just weakened the heart and then got
made it work too hard.
cardiomyopathy from it. Just this stupid thing.
And so from that moment to when you were getting an organ that keeps you alive out of your chest was how long?
Well,
Jesus.
I guess like right at 5 years, give or take.
So you had to deal with it for 5 years.
5 years, yeah. First 2 or 3 years wasn't too bad. It was the last 2 years.
Yeah, I saw your Facebook.
It
and I
was kind of
like that picture.
It was crazy. But I mean, I still, in my head, I guess it was because it was so gradual. It wasn't it wasn't really noticeable gaining weight and doing less and less every day and just feeling like shit every day and not being able to sleep. And I had, like 20 to 30 extra pounds of water, drained off of me every few, year or so because of just getting weaker and weaker, your heart getting weaker.
It's just you're not putting out the effort so that. So how do they do that? That sounds horrible.
Diuretics, just giving you
just
water pills, yeah.
Which is horrible for you.
Yeah, or the kidneys for sure.
Right. So they're like, we're going to pound your kidneys to death, but your heart's going to be a little bit better. So then You get put on a lit. I mean,
So like, I basically I lived like that. I wouldn't really say lived. I was alive for that for a couple of years, and different things they did help. Different medication helped. I had a defibrillator implanted, and it worked as far as a backup until I got to the point where I needed help. Like the two chambers of my heart weren't beating at the same time. They were fighting each other basically.
right? Okay.
Because one was weaker than the other
Yeah,
after a while. So they put a different pacemaker in. So I had my defibrillator removed and a pacemaker put in with the defibrillator.
Whoa.
So it basically, assisted.
At what age was that?
I think 30, maybe 30,
Holy
Jeez.
shit!
28, 29, 30. I had the first one 3 months after my diagnosis, so 3 to 4 months right after.
So you literally drug yourself around for
a good while,
for a few years.
Yeah. And, I never really,
But
my output wasn't bad at first. I mean, it wasn't good, obviously, but it wasn't like horrible.
right.
It got down pretty bad at first, and then with the medications and stuff, it raised it back up to about 30% output, which isn't, 60 to 66 or 67 is a normal person.
Well, so you're half.
I was half when I had my defibrillator put in, because anything under 30, they required you to have a defibrillator. So I wore a external defibrillator for months, for them 3 months, I guess, trying to figure out if everything was going to work out or get better.
Whoa.
Of course, it did. It obviously did.
Well, yeah. I mean, whoa.
You know the end of the story, kind of like reading the back of the book. But
Yeah, but man. So when you had the infection, then they say this is gonna you need a heart transplant.
no, it wasn't anything like that. It was kind of like, basically, not to offend anything or anybody here locally, but my doctors here were
Yeah, no clue.
just pure shit. Yeah.
Right.
So they were like, you're getting better.
It's gonna be good.
You're doing great. Everything's good. And the only reason I actually got into the doctors I have now is because I went to see a doctor at Baylor in Dallas just to get it kind of in the program. Because eventually, they said, you're not going to make it out without
Without a heart.
something, So I went down and I got a consultation, basically. And it was kind of like, hey, you're kind of early, but, it's a good idea to be here. well, that doctor ended up dying. So I was like, well.
Oh, a heart attack?
That's what I asked him. I was like, what did he die of,
You're a little early. I'm glad I listened to that fucking guy.
Anyway, I went down there and, I did a full workup, and it was like, you're good right now, but it could be better, it could be worse. And I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, so can my ankles, but if they could be fixed, can we fix them?
Well, it was I don't know, it was weird. I really was in denial for most of it.
You're like, nah, it's be all good.
Yeah, I was like,
I would be the same way.
I'm not broken that bad. I mean, obviously I had issues, but it wasn't like
Right.
need a heart issue. But I came back here and I didn't see anybody but local doctors for like another year or two. And it was kind of like, actually I got shocked by my defibrillator is what started most of it. And I taken some cough syrup and it obviously didn't agree with me. And I was asleep and my defibrillator shocked me
Oh, shit.
one day, and I was like,
How's that feel?
it wasn't good. I mean, luckily I was asleep.
It is good, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't good, I would be dead. So it was like kind of like I don't know if I was dreaming, because I used to do it all the time. Before I would like think, just paranoid, think that I
it went
was.
off.
I'm like, that's weird.
Whoa.
So the next day it did it again, but it did it 3 times in a row. Like it shocked me, and then it was like, shocked me again. And then
Oh, jeez.
I was sitting up, and then I was like,
Oh,
shocked me again. I was like, oh man, this
this
isn't
is
good.
serious.
So I had, a pacemaker checked every 3 months for, a year, 2 years before that. So I went and sat outside the doctor, and I'm like, I'm going to wait outside the doctor's office in case it does it again. And of course, they can see.
You sat at the parking lot waiting for it to shock
I
you?
did for 4 hours in the parking lot just waiting, I was like, I didn't want to be too far away from the hospital.
Super denial.
Yeah,
Super
for sure.
denial.
So anyway, I went in and they were like, you had a V-storm. And I was like, I don't know what a V-storm is, but they're like, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, okay.
I'm here, my friend.
So I walked across the street to the hospital, and I'm like, I was in the ICU or whatever for a few days, and they were like, yeah, we need to see your doctor for your rhythm, and I'm like, okay. And he was like, well, it happens. So they put me on a medication that was supposed to cure it, and that doctor was good friends with my doctor down in it's my current doctor now, and he just texted him up and said, "Hey man, can you see this guy?" And he's like, "Yeah." So luckily I went down there, and
Houston,
here we are. It's in Dallas.
Dallas or Houston. Why do the doctors just want to put some other pill immediately? It's like, hey, dude, what? It's shocking the shit out of me.
Yeah.
There's a pill. Don't you worry about that. They don't know.
It is what it is. I
Thank God for Dallas and Houston.
yeah, for sure.
So then, well, when I remember I started looking like you in your Facebook, I would see you here and there, and then all of a sudden, like I said, it's gone. We talked about it earlier, and then all of a sudden it's like a picture. Boom! I'm like, holy shit! This dude needs a heart transplant. So when they said, so when did it get like? So you're like, oh shit! Like this is for real.
I mean, I went down there 2 or 3 trips, and I'm like, and I'm still not gonna do. You know, I'm not.
This is some bull.
I'm not gonna do any of this. You know, it's like, I'll send me on my way. So I went back and forth here to Dallas every 2 weeks for a couple months probably. And then finally I went down and they were like, "Nah, we're not gonna let you leave because you're not gonna make it home." And I'm like, "Okay."
Whoa.
They do an echo, which is basically a sonogram of your heart, and my output was like, I think 15% at that time.
Oh fuck. Jeez.
But I was still, I mean,
you felt fine.
yeah, I mean, what I thought was
Right,
fine,
yeah,
but my legs were swelled up and my belly was 3 times as big, and I'm like, man, maybe he's right. Maybe he's right.
He's on something.
So I mean, they put me on the same water pills, and I lost like 20 or 30 pounds in a week. I'm like, well,
They are on something.
maybe this is maybe I should listen to him. It's like, so we went back down there, and they didn't let me leave that last time. I stayed in the hospital maybe 5 weeks at that time, just getting water off and doing tests and stuff like that.
So, at that point, they said you got to have a heart.
Well, they do me they call it a right heart cath. So basically, they go in through your jugular right here with the tool.
Anything crazy?
No, just little dots probably. I do it every month now for biopsies.
I bet you're like, when you got a needle, yeah, bring it on, fucker.
Well, I get blood work like twice a week still, and it's like, I mean, they don't bother me anymore. But they go in through your neck with like a straw-sized tube, right? They just poke it through your neck. And they go down and they read the pressure of your heart. That's the only the true way to get a accurate reading, I guess.
And you're awake.
Yeah, for the whole time.
Is it numbed?
They just put it like a local, like a cortisone type shot. Lidocaine is what it is.
How'd the first one go?
The first one I was freaking out. Well, the thing is, I had so much weight on me from the water. I was like, they make you lay completely flat. Of course, I had heart failure, so anything laying flat, I couldn't breathe, and I had all this, felt like a elephant.
Pressure.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. So that was freaking me out. And then, of course, I never been through anything like that. So I'm awake, and nobody was in the room.
And it's the size of a pin.
I used to have horrible anxiety because of being shocked. I never slept.
Yeah.
I sat in a chair.
Waiting for something to happen.
I was always like, what was that? What? And I would try not to say anything, because I didn't want to worry anybody, of course. So I was like.
But you're shitting your pants the whole time,
yeah,
right?
The whole time, yeah. I went down and it was like, these guys nobody's in the room, and I'm like, it's a medical room, it's like a surgery room every time, and I'm like, I'm all by myself, and nobody was around. I'm like, my anxiety got the best of me, and then here they come, and they're like, oh, this is gonna feel like a bee sting. Like, then I look over and I'm like, oh God Almighty, it's like big old thing in my neck, and I mean, the first one was rough, yeah, but I've done it like I can't even count the times after that. But.
My eyes are about to water thinking about that shit.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean,
so your pressure was like nothing.
Oh yeah, it was like.
What is a good blood pressure?
Blood pressure?
Or what pressure?
Honestly, I don't know. I really don't. I think my liters per minute is how they measure it. Because now that they do it they put a mask on your face.
Thank God.
And they're like, they record your oxygenation of your blood, I guess, basically. So they can tell how good your heart is pumping by the oxygenation of your blood, apparently. I'm not sure, but.
Yeah, how much oxygen is in your blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like now your body will cycle, or now every time your body cycles so much liters per minute, and they can tell that by putting something in a balloon, a wedge. I don't know what it is, but they can see how long it takes for your body to cycle blood.
Right.
I think my liters per minute at the time was like 3 or 4 liters per minute, and that was with 2 IV medications to help
push it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
shit.
now it's like 13 or something. It's crazy high. It's like almost too high.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a good thing.
And so, when do they say, dude, you got to have a heart? Like,
It was that day actually that I was in ICU and I went down to get it done and I went back up into my room and the head doctor, the director of the
whole place, yeah.
cardiology comes in and
And you're like, shit.
I'm like, well, this is probably not a good thing. He's like, well, I was like, I'm ready to go. I was already there for 4 or 5 weeks. And I'm like, I'm ready to go home. Like, can I go? And he's like, no. And I was like, I'll come back in 2 weeks, He's like, you're not going to make it 2 weeks. He's like, this is horrible. He's like, these numbers are the worst I've ever seen on anybody walk in on their own, basically. He's like, you shouldn't be brushing your teeth without passing out, basically. I'm like, no, I'm still like, there's no way. Like, well, I don't know. I guess he was right, but. So yeah, basically he's like, we're gonna put you on the list.
Which means
for the donor list.
Which means
for
good
new
luck.
heart. Yeah, and at the time, now I know because I kind of involved with the Transplant Alliance, and me and my wife do volunteer stuff. But at the time, there was 385 people in Texas waiting for a heart. So basically, you have 4 hours from your surrounding hospital, because that's the maximum amount of time you can have when they take a heart out to get to
be
the
good
donor.
still.
Yeah. So I had, I think, 3 people in the hospital that I was at waiting at the same time, and I went home with a IV and still on the list. That's like a 1B, which is you're on the list, but you're not
Down a
really
little lower.
priority. I mean,
worst numbers ever. You walked in. Like,
well,
sorry, bro.
they got better
Your B team.
at the time with the medications.
Oh, okay. So they could help you
Yeah, just long enough to wait to get something
right done.
So, I got home and I had to stay 30 minutes from my house, basically, because we had to charter an airplane from Schleiermeyer Field in Odessa to get to the hospital in 45 minutes. Like, they wouldn't even put me on the list until they had that proof, that I could be there within an hour.
Whoa,
So-
because it's that valuable to somebody else, absolutely.
So it's like, well, I couldn't leave the area and couldn't go to work without having my phone ready, and it was just crazy. So, we went back still every 2 weeks to the hospital in Dallas. So I think we made maybe 2 trips. Yeah, probably 2, going there and back, and then the medication stopped working. So they were like, well, we're going to put you back in the hospital, and we're going to put you as an A, and you're not going to leave without a new heart. So they gave us 2 days to get our poop in a group, start getting our shit together, and we went around and I got an RV to live in after.
Right.
Because you have to stay, after the area, or in the area after like 8 weeks or something.
Right.
And got all my stuff together and packed the RV up and went down there and waited.
Holy shit.
On November 1st, actually, I was admitted into the hospital. So, I wasn't there long. The second time.
It didn't take long to get a heart?
No, it was like 20 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was quick.
I used to hear stories like, I waited 10 years. I'm like,
A lot of people do.
how do they keep you alive 10 years?
They put in an LVAD, or a artificial heart pump. So it's like an external driven pump that circulates your blood.
Have you heard of that guy he's alive that doesn't have a heartbeat? What was his name?
I think he got transplanted.
Did
I
he?
know. Was it a black guy?
I think they did have a
Yeah.
heartbeat, but they
Yeah.
kept him alive somehow.
That was how they did it. He was in the fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same guy.
That's
Yeah, he got
crazy.
transplanted too.
So you'd have had to have that.
Yeah.
You'd essentially been a zombie for a little bit.
For a while, yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess hindsight's 2020 now, but looking back would have been cool because you could be like, I was a zombie at one point.
No, probably not.
No.
Because they still have to open your chest. They still have to do all this stuff, and you have to
so
have
you
it
just get
pour
more.
through your
It's just
stomach. And,
another open heart surgery, pretty much.
basically. Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason they didn't want to do that, obviously, is because you can only open your chest 3 times for it to not be healed.
That's kind of like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
So if you get 3 open hearts,
yeah,
that third one's
they
it, man.
don't want to do it 4 times.
Because it's just so hard to heal.
Yeah, basically, like you only get. I think it takes away like 20% of your like strength back. I
Oh,
guess.
so are you healed
Jeez.
all the way?
Yeah, well, I have wires to hold your sternum together. Sternal wires is what they call them. So it, like they patch your.
You're creeping me
Holy
out.
shit.
Yeah, it's crazy to see it on the X-ray. Like, of course, you know when I'm doing these things here, I do the same. They do the same thing for a biopsy. So they go in through the neck and they take little pieces out of your heart to send them off to get tested for rejection. So you can see like the X-ray when it comes on. It's pretty good. The little wires go down, and
Like
it's pretty creepy.
Oh man.
But yeah, you can see the wires in there and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. So.
I didn't even know they were in there till the first time I had a
Oh
biopsy
right.
after.
You're like, oh hey, I'm a superhero.
What is that?
I'm
pretty
like,
crazy.
kind of like my truck. You get some modifications.
A little bit.
So, oh man, I'm too scared to get knocked out to get my knees fixed. You know what I mean? Like, geez. So you get your heart transplant in 20 days.
Yeah.
So that picture you sent me, was that on
That was the day after my heart transplant.
Okay, so you just got it.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
feel better that day?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I really didn't have any issues. Like
You couldn't say you
Oh,
felt bad. You said, other than just being scared to death and like, hey, this is about to happen, you felt
I mean, yeah.
what you thought was okay.
I mean, I still walk the hall every day.
You look better than everybody else in there?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
man.
weird. It's like I guess that's why I kind of didn't have many issues recovering from that surgery, but I did have another surgery like 2 weeks after. But it was kind of like I felt great, man. It was weird.
You
Like,
felt better than you ever had.
Oh yeah. Like I woke up and I was like, I was hot. Like my face was red, and I'm like,
Oh, I got blood.
This is crazy, man. Like, but I mean, I didn't have any issues other than my stomach, which I blew out my stomach like 2 weeks after. I
And
had,
deadlifts or what?
basically, I had you obviously don't have a heartbeat, so they put you on a bypass machine while they're
That's about to be the next question. Like, okay,
doing the operation. So it pumps
So you've been
blood
a
through a
zombie?
machine. Yeah, I was definitely dead for a while. A
whoa!
good bit.
You said it like that. It makes it so much different than the way I said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I had no heart for a good while. The surgery was 6 hours total, but swapping the heart out, I don't know how long it was, probably 30 minutes, I'm sure, or more. So they take it
awesome.
out, and they carve up the other heart, the new heart, to make it, kind of like
To fit.
to fit. So they cut the ventricles.
Like
and
cut
all
to fit
What
gas.
the
Yeah.
fuck?
So they stick it back in there and sew it up, and they shock it, and they leave you open for a good bit to test for leaks. So it's like you're sitting there with your chest open, and they're just waiting for something to happen. And everybody's just standing around, and
It's kind of like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
They shock it and just kind of wait.
Come on, Clay.
it's a certain.
Come on,
pump.
Smitty.
They're,
Dun,
they're,
dun, dun, dun,
it's
dun.
crazy.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
of course, my wife was getting text message every.
Oh.
I mean, they called her every step, like every 15, 30 minutes.
Keep her.
They're-
Yeah, that's awesome.
We just put the heart in. We're
That's
stitching
awesome.
it up.
So
and
she
then-
ain't gonna sit there freaking out
Yeah.
for 6 foot.
Well, that's the thing, I had another surgery 2 weeks later, and it was like completely different for her. I mean, I can't imagine what she was going through, but
Oh God, that girl right there.
I'll tell you what.
Gonna be bad to the bone.
I tell you
First of
what.
all, just to marry your period in the first place,
Yeah,
and then second of
yeah.
all, to go through that. Not,
Yeah, she puts up a lot of bullshit for real. That's a fact.
oh man. So you've been. This guy has had a heart pulled from his chest,
Yeah.
hooked up to a power box, fired up, and then waited for the new one to go in.
Yeah.
Cut to fit, welded it up, some mesh, zap it, and look at it.
Sit there and make sure it didn't leak. Basically.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, like oil field hands. I worked in oil field forever, and like some of those fuckers can't get flanges not to leak 3 or 4 times in a
Right.
row. It's like, what is? Mike, that aorta's still leaking. You gotta get after it. Like,
Yeah. You didn't do that right. There's no mistakes in that game.
oh no, dude.
I mean, there is obviously, but they're not favorable.
So when they told you when you were like you're about to get a heart transplant, you're about to go in there. You don't have to. But
Well, see, that was the worst part actually. I got a call on like November 18th, I think, that hey man, we got a heart for you. It's gonna be a good one. And I said, all right, let's do it, man. So surgery will be in the morning. I was like, I was pumped up. I'm like, then I started thinking about it. I'm like, shit, it's gonna happen. Like, well, it didn't happen for 2 more days, man. It's like so we sat there for
No
like,
shit.
I'm like, well,
You
twiddling my thumbs and
super sketched out
so all
on
you
it.
can do is think about it. It's like, golly. Well, they had some issues like nobody wanted to take his lungs, I guess. So my hospital didn't want to take it. So they passed it around. Nobody else wanted to take it in the area, so they had to open up further. Give the opportunity to other people that needed it or wanted it.
The lungs or that heart?
The lungs.
Oh,
The heart was already,
it was yours.
yeah, basically. He called me and asked me, hey, man, do you want to take this offer? You know, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I had to commit to it then before they could even.
Yeah, but it's
Move
pretty
on.
serious shit.
Oh, yeah, it's like,
Life and
what am I
death.
going to say? No? Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm good. I'll wait for the.
Wait, how
I'll
tall
figure-
was he? Was he athletic?
Is he a good guy?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of weird. I mean, it was. I had 20 days to prepare myself for it, which is a lot.
I don't think it's too much. I'm more like I'd rather just rock right when it's time to like let's just get it
it's
right
me.
now.
Like
Just throw me in the line and I'll deal with it
I don't
then.
even think about it. I don't have to think about it. Let's go do it and get it done.
Don't tell me we're gonna go to fight a bunch of lions, huh?
Yeah,
Just throw me out there and be like, oh shit, I'll start fighting them.
exactly.
Oh, 20 days. So you had to sit there and go, okay, they're gonna put me up, they're gonna pull my heart out, and then I'll be dead, but I'll still be alive.
Mhm.
Holy fuck, if they fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I would walk up and be like, Doc, please do.
Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna make it, which is a
Really?
weird feeling. You know, it's like I kind of came to grips with it. Like, I mean,
Almost relaxed.
yeah, I'm like, this is it. You know, like I didn't think I was gonna wake up. So I went in there thinking like, I mean, I told my family bye, and my parents came down, and it's like,
You didn't say see you later, nothing. You said
yeah,
bye.
of course I was acting like a dick. You know, hey, man, see you later. Inside, I was like,
That's it.
this is it. You know, like, but I did.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you did. I'm glad you did too,
Yeah,
by
me
the way.
too. Me too.
Holy shit. And then, so when you got out of there and you cracked your eyes open and you became coherent,
I was stupid, like.
were you like, oh?
Basically, yeah. Well, I was like, you know, I'm alive, and she was like, yeah, you're alive, and I'm like, oh, I made it. You know, it's like, holy
All right.
shit, like, all
Get-
right.
Now, I'll
And
now,
then
now
the
I'll start
second thing,
kicking
I was
some
like,
ass.
I gotta pee. She was like, just go, man. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna just go. Like, I didn't know I had
Yeah.
Peter tubing, and
Yeah.
you know, just
Ooh.
I was like, well, I really need the bathroom, like, now. Of course, I was high as a kite. You know?
Yeah.
I was drunk as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
And
Let's
I'm
go.
looking around. I'm like, I didn't know where I was. I thought I was still in the operating room, actually, but I was already in ICU. So I was looking around, and I'm like, I look over, and I can see my family sitting here at the window, and I'm like, where am I at? Like, this is crazy. So I started arguing with the lady, like,
I
you know,
gotta
I
pee.
really need to pee. And she's like, you just went. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, it was pretty funny. I mean, it was,
After that point, though, you're like, this is good.
yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, it was kind of like it was a huge relief, obviously. It's like,
Yeah. I'm going to be alive tomorrow. That's cool.
I'm going to make it.
My face gets hot again.
Yeah.
That's sweet. So
Yeah.
after that, because after that I saw you're like, that's why I was like, you got a heart transplant, but you're hiking mountains with your friends.
Yeah, well, I made it like 2 weeks, and then in those 2 weeks, I got discharged on a Friday, right? So I'm like, I'm ready to go. So my friends came down to Dallas. They delivered my RV for me. So we had a little spot over there at the Jellystone Park.
Yeah.
So like they came down, and man, we walked and ate bullshit for 3 days, and I did horrible, and you know, it's like my stomach still hurt. I'm
You
like,
ate like shitty food?
yeah, like just whatever you want. Like
Just
I'm like,
'cause.
I can, you know. And then my stomach blows up, and I'm like, shit. So I go back in the hospital, right? And actually, I take that back. I went to the doctor for my first checkup on Monday. I got out Friday, mind you. So I go in
So
on
you were
Monday.
ham on the
I
weekend?
was like,
already blew it out?
yeah, I didn't know. Of course, I was walking miles, and like I was all happy, and because they wanted me to walk at least 3 miles a day. And I'm
Okay.
like, I could do that, no problem, you know. I couldn't climb stairs for shit, and I couldn't even, get out of a chair, or
Like,
get off the toilet. I
Yeah.
lost all my strength basically. So it's like, I was walking. Like if I was up, I was good.
Right.
Just getting down and up was the problem. But yeah, we walked like 2 or 3 miles a day. Like it was only 2 days, but come in Monday for my checkup, and I'm like, they come in with that same fucking face again. I'm like, these guys, man. They're like, how are you feeling? Like, and I'm like, I'm fine. What's up? Like, I know why you're in here. Like, this isn't good.
yeah, I've been here doing this.
We got you a room at the hospital. You're gonna need to head over there. I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like, well, what's wrong? They're like, well, we found some free air in your diaphragm on your X-ray. because they did a chest X-ray, you know, of course, to see if everything was good. And I'm like, all right. I don't know what that means, but we'll go head over there.
Yeah, it must be serious.
I'm like, if I have to go to the hospital, so I, you know, hang out there for, I think it was like a day or so. Nah, it wasn't a day. It was a few hours. And they come in and they're like, we're gonna give you a camera in your stomach to see what's going on. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, you know, what's happened? And they're like, well, freer in your diaphragm means you have a leak somewhere. And I'm like, a leak? Like, I'm still thinking it's my heart. And I'm like, okay, like, that's not good. I'm like, how am I leaking air from a heart, you know? But
Right.
we go down, and they're like, well, you're going to either go in there and you're going to get
Because
a
you're
camera.
split to the big...
Yeah, I was still open. Like, I was still healing up. It was only 2 weeks after.
It's such a big mark. It's deep to your stomach then.
Yeah, I mean, it goes down. Well, I had drain tubes here from they were like 1/2-inch tubes coming out of my stomach for just draining whatever they
exactly
drain.
what
I
this
don't
one
even know.
was. Yeah.
So I come down and
Whatever
I'm
they
like,
drain. Whatever that stuff
whatever,
was.
I don't even know. It was stuff. But they stuck a camera in my stomach, and they'll say, well, we'll figure it out. We're not going to know what's going to happen. We're just going to go check it out. And if we find something, we're going to have to do whatever we need to do. And I'm like, okay. So I go in under anesthesia, everything, like full-blown deal. And I wake up, and I'm like, what happened, you know? Like, well, we had to take out half your stomach. I'm like, oh, all right, awesome. So they gave me a hemicolectomy. I perforated my bowels in 2 places, and I was so swollen from everything else.
Or from
No,
walking?
it was something else. Like, well, I guess my blood slowed down enough to where all my stuff shut down. So I was constipated for like a week after. Right?
Built up some pressure.
So it was like, blew it out. And then what had happened, it was just so swollen that it was like, it sealed up against the inside of my stomach, basically.
Jesus.
So whenever I finally released the pressure,
It
it opened up. Like, leak started leaking. And it had to have been like that day I went to the doctor because I'm already immunosuppressed. I didn't have...
Which means you don't...
I have no immune system at all whatsoever because for rejection of my heart. So I had turds leaking in my stomach, and it's like anything, you know, obviously you're going to get sick and
it's bacteria.
infected. And so if, you know, I would have waited any longer, it was just coincidence they saw it. Like, it was my heart doctors found my stomach leak.
So it's like if you're a submarine and the shit tank busted.
Exactly.
It's a bad deal.
Yeah, basically.
So it's leaking inside of your body.
Inside of my body. Yeah.
Oh, man. That's like...
So they gave me a I mean,
This
I
is
laugh
like
about
a
it now.
movie,
though.
dude.
Yeah, it's like
Jeez,
bullshit.
like
Like,
a
this is my
movie.
luck. Like, my luck.
Oh, so it's not the heart. Oh, it's a whole new thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. What else can go wrong today?
This
Like,
reminds me of The Money Pit with Tom Hanks.
exactly. That was my favorite movie as a kid. Dude.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, at this point, you could just laugh at it. Basically, I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll just roll with the punches. So they gave me a hemicolectomy, which is basically to take your whole right colon out, and they patched it together. So I spent another 2 or 3 weeks in the hospital after that, just not eating for 12 to 14 days. I think it was 12 days.
Whoa.
Not eating or drinking anything for 12 days. And so
Drinking? Oh, IV fluid.
that was it. I couldn't drink.
Oh, man.
So after that, I was stupid weak. Like, I couldn't even.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So oh, man. And then after that, has it been better?
My turds? Yeah.
I mean, turds are good.
Yeah.
Turd sex fully
It's
intact.
awesome.
The
Yeah.
leak's fixed.
There's no turd
Yeah.
leaks. But from that day on, like, you haven't had, like, no turd
No,
leaks
no
or
issues,
nothing?
yeah.
No foot fucking flare-ups or something?
I mean, yeah, I have all kinds of issues,
But, I mean, expected issues that you knew you're coming.
yeah. Well, I have kidney failure now, so it's like
Jesus.
I have stage 3 kidney failure from before and after. Like, the medication just killed it. But before I had, you know, no blood to function.
Wait. You have kidney failure.
Yeah.
How are you here? How does that?
I'm just living, man.
Well,
They're working good. They're 50% right now.
So
You don't need dialysis or
No,
anything
no.
yet.
they're not. They're just like, but the doctor's like, just rock with it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll keep you where you're at, and if things get worse, I'll need a kidney. I mean, eventually, but
So do they make you watch your diet and?
I mean, low salt diet type thing. It's basically a diet everybody should be on.
What is?
Just fruits, vegetables, like the pyramid
Yeah.
diet, basically.
They have you on like grains, like breads and pastas and things.
Just nothing that has a lot of salt, basically,
Right.
because that's it's the killer.
If I was you, I would just try it for like 2 weeks, avoiding all processed carbohydrates and sugars for the inflammation purposes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is now I'm on steroids every day because I
Right.
had rejection, so it's like,
Yeah.
golly,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So what kind of steroids you on that hydro?
I'm on prednisone.
God
Oh,
damn.
that shit's the worst, too.
Yeah.
God damn.
So I was like, after my rejection, I had rejection obviously in on my annual checkup. They went in through my leg to do a left heart and a
With
right
the tube again?
heart. Yeah.
We got a new spot for you, buddy.
Yeah,
You're like,
buddy.
yay.
So they went in and they took biopsy pieces from my leg, and apparently they got it from a different patch than usual. So there was like a discrepancy on how high the rejection was, because I always had a 0 or a 1, which is nothing basically.
Right.
So I came back with a 2 on this one, and they're like, they didn't want to take any chances. So I was at work, and they called me and they're like, hey, can you get here in 4 hours? I'm like,
I guess I have to.
Do I have a choice? And they're like, well, we need to get you here within that amount of time. If not, you need to go to the hospital, and you can ride here in an ambulance. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we caught an airplane and took off, and we were there for 3 days getting prednisone dumped. 1,000 milligrams 3 times a day
Holy
for 3
shit.
days. And then they tapered off. Now I'm at a lifetime dose of 7.5 milligrams for the rest of my life. But those days, oh my God, it was horrible. Like the road rage and
Yeah,
just
I couldn't imagine.
golly, it was crazy.
Oh, I'm glad that we didn't do the podcast then.
Yeah, I would have been.
Terror shit. You didn't see what we got down. Yeah. Dude,
it was crazy.
So, oh man, do they have you on testosterone or anything like that?
No,
Is that all normal with a
no,
heart rate?
no, I didn't.
Can
I
you
mean,
do-
it's like
I guess you can't. You probably shouldn't even probably tamper with that since.
Yeah, I don't know if chasing numbers for that whole situation's even good.
Well, I just wondered for lacking of the muscle and energy, but I know with injectables your blood gets thicker over time,
Yeah.
a long period of time. With the pellets, it's more of a mimicked
yeah.
as your body, so it really doesn't happen. But
Yeah, my testosterone levels are they're fine. Like they are now.
Yeah.
yeah. But obviously
it was done.
I was done for on
Well, everything
on
was
every
done.
level.
Yeah.
yeah.
One of my friends with Addison, he was on here, and we're gonna have him back on. But he had some. He on the not on he was on prednisone for a while, but then they put him on hydro. He's on something now, but he doesn't make cortisol. I mean,
Yeah.
he's in bad shape too, but nothing like that. But we had to get some things done. I got my doctor brain together because his doctors weren't helping, and we went and got a blood test done, and
Yeah.
everything I said he was lacking. And last time I talked to him, it sounds like everything they put him back on, he's like
That's cool.
turning around.
Yeah, for sure.
But for you,
it's
not,
it's like a
you-
chemical thing. Like
yeah,
it's a risk versus a reward thing. Like I
you're-
mean, is it worth it?
Let's just
to
let the heart
have,
pump.
Yeah,
Let's just
I'm
let the
just
heart
worried about
pump.
being alive.
Well, as long as you can enjoy yourself, it doesn't matter. What,
I'm good. Like
Right.
I have
Well,
no
obviously, your
no
pictures,
issues. Like
you're doing more cool shit than I do.
I mean, you kind of look at it back. Like we sat in the hospital for 66 days in 2016. So you have a lot of time to have regrets. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh yeah, like, man,
man,
if I don't
could
make
be
it,
anywhere right now.
Do you
Like,
even have like a ballpark estimate on how much that was? Just like medical stay?
oh,
money wise?
Yeah.
Oh shit, they're still billing me for it.
No, I imagine.
So
until you die, probably.
I think the average is 1.5 to 6 million.
Good Lord.
And I was like, obviously my stomach costs more than the heart transplant, which is weird to me. Like,
Yeah, man, it's like the.
What the fuck?
I had, man, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I've had few that were like, few bills. They don't come in an envelope. They come in a box, like a priority mailbox.
Like
wait,
itemized and shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
jeez.
even look at them anymore. I just throw them away.
Yeah,
I
fuck
don't,
'em.
I don't care.
Maybe one of these presidents will hook us up.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not worried about it.
I wouldn't. You're here. What are you gonna do? Take it back?
Yeah,
Come repo
that's a
fucker.
repo my heart, please.
Come repo
I
it.
want to see the guy shows up to my door and says, "Hey, we're gonna take that back."
Okay,
Good luck.
come on in here. Oh man, that's fucking crazy. That's one of those things to me. It's like that just needs to be free.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was fortunate enough that my hospital's a training facility, so they're like in real good cahoots with my insurance company because they obviously they help people. they train people. So there were students in my heart transplant, and I got all. They weren't doing the operation, obviously. I had enough of that bullshit before. Like, hey, we're gonna try something, and this little kid here is gonna be the dude. I'm like, all right, yeah, go ahead,
Dude, I need a heart. I don't need to be fucking tested out on, all right?
Yeah, at that point, I was kind of done with the free blood work.
I'm done being friendly. Yeah.
That's how Deadpool came to be, though.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so.
So
I'd rather have a face I have now.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but it's
Yeah, but it's
than
better
the
than
hamburger
his.
meat.
Yeah. So when you got out of the hospital and they're like, all right, you were like, okay, I can start. Like you said, they had that regret. What is your mindset from that point on?
I mean,
What was your mindset before?
well, I was just fat, dumb, and happy before. Like, I had no idea I was gonna be like in this situation. Like,
Just fat and happy, just in general, just fuck that
we're
guy.
good. We're good. Like,
Just the normal fat and happy guy.
there's like so much stuff that I have to like. I need to see before it happens. Now that I know that it's gonna happen.
But before then, you didn't give a shit.
it was like day-to-day stupid bullshit, worrying about dumb shit every day. And
That's the reason you caught my eye, dude. When
It's
I
like-
saw you get out, and I saw
so
what you did
dumb.
with all the, wherever you went, all those hikes. He was like, I was like, this fucking dude just got a heart like a week ago. What is he doing?
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what he's doing? He's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
All right. You got to like hang out with death
Well,
for a little bit.
It's like now there's no guarantee. I mean, obviously there's never a guarantee, but
Right,
when
but-
it slaps you in the face like that, you're like,
Look,
I gotta figure it out. Like,
with normal people like myself and Reed and everybody else, and
I'm not that normal.
yeah, but like I say, in this aspect, we are, as in, we take for granted. Everybody plans 5-10 years in
Yeah,
advance or
there's-
tomorrow. But as soon as your health gets compromised, you
Yeah.
realize, oh God, like
there's no more
we
way.
take that for granted. Health.
Oh, yeah.
We take for granted like
Well, I mean, I was the same way. I mean,
right
I-
until it hits you. Now you're like, I see you. Like there's no bullshit.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
now, he didn't get a heart. And what's he doing now? He's just
Yeah, he's
fat and
just
happy. No, he's
sitting
out
at home just
hiking mountains
waiting
and shit.
around and watching
It was-
TV. And
Yeah.
no, I don't.
I'm with you on that. Dude. I'm trying to be. That's why I talked to Joel after I saw you. I was like, dude, I know if anybody's gonna know anything about what the fuck you should be doing,
Yeah.
it's you
Well,
and that guy so far.
Yeah, we're not shit on that side.
No,
It's
no.
like when you can't get your ass off the toilet and you have to call somebody to help you get off, just to get off the fucking toilet. It's like
Yeah.
your perspective on things change a little bit. Like, I get fired up sometimes. It's just like I see people bitch about the dumbest shit. It's like, I mean, come on, dude. I don't use this shit as a crutch or like woe is me or I come up compare you to me type situation.
Right,
but it's
go,
like,
yeah, we go fuck yourself. Now
how,
I know.
how are you gonna be like, you're fucking dog-eyed out, like crying and shit? Like, who cares? Like,
Right,
not caring about your dog. Obviously, I don't want to offend anybody.
but in the longer,
You gotta zoom out a bit and take a look at the big fucking
you
picture.
see.
like,
I was like, you see the big picture.
I'm like,
you ain't-
the day-to-day shit. I don't even fucking care anymore. It's like,
Yeah, I'm sure there's many nights in a hospital when no one was around and it was nice and scary quiet, and you had to sit there with Smitty all by himself and go, if I get out of this motherfucker,
Yeah.
we are not doing the same
Well,
shit anymore.
it's like, I catch myself every now and again thinking like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
like a normal person. I say normal, but it's like I take shit for granted already. And it's only been a year or so, and it's like
Don't ever get that mindset.
I can't do that to myself. I mean, because one day I'm gonna be back in the same place. It's inevitable. It's a circle of life. Like we're gonna die.
Yeah, it's happening.
basically.
So
So
you
you have
to
to like,
postpone it as long as we can.
yeah, we'll just push it off a bit, and then
As long as it's quality.
between here and there, you got to fill that shit in with stuff.
With good stuff.
People and places and things and that make you happy. Like, it's like people are like, yeah, you should fill your life with adventures instead of things. It's like, well, things make me happy, so it's like I'm gonna do whatever I want. So I mean,
Right, yeah.
I don't really care,
Well, my big thing gets me out to my adventure, so.
Yeah,
That thing
exactly.
is fucking scary big, too.
Yeah, it's a cool truck, man.
Oh, I love it. It's like,
But
I mean, those things were a distraction before. Now it's kind of like I use them now. So
Right,
it's,
well,
it's,
that's
it's a
it's a
win-win.
tool.
Yeah, basically.
and I understand. I'm with you. Like, I always talk about shit. My wife's like, well, you gotta have money. I said, I get that. But I like money too.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like get lost in the.
Money's an evil thing. Like it's like it's good in most ways, but some people take it to where it's like that's all you care about, and it's like,
That's it.
what are you gonna do with all that fucking money? Like,
And
you're
eventually,
gonna be dead with it anyway, and I'm gonna be out living on that edge of life and happiness, and I'll still have enough money to do it. So
the
whatever.
the pursuit of things and stuff. And I've been bad this past I mean, I see guys like you, and I know we're the same age. Joel, we're the same age. No, I don't know if anybody knows Boosta, but he's a buddy of ours that passed away this year. Just fell asleep. He's a rapper here, a local guy, and he was 31. Just died. No one knew why. He was like posting the night before, "Hey, meet me at my show Friday," the day he died, and I'm like.
Yeah.
No, there's more to this bullshit than cars and stuff. And like the pursuit of things keeps us so blinded by what's real cool. And like you can, like you said, have cool shit.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But
I
you
still
need to
do
go-
it, and I still buy
stuff.
dumb shit too.
Yeah.
It's like, but I don't consume myself with. I need to do it. Like, I'm not living for live.
Yeah,
for
I
that
need to get
stuff,
the overtime so I can get this thing,
Yeah,
and then
no,
and
God,
after you get that thing, well, I gotta get this other shirt, and then get this thing, and get this thing. You know what I notice is you go to nature, and I truly fucking believe that when I always look at the moon and shit every morning. It's like one of my deals. I don't know why. It's like the moon trips
Yeah.
me out. A lot of things trip me
Oh
out.
yeah,
But
it's like fire.
yeah, when you go out there, you kind of go,
Yeah.
this is what I'm supposed to be fucking doing.
Dude, you can go out there to. I mean, we go out to the state park and national park, and the darkness you see out there, or you don't see, is like,
Yep.
it's mind blowing, dude. It's like, holy shit.
There's as many stars as there
And
are.
how are we to sit there and think like, how important are we when you go out there and you can look around? It's like, we're so minuscule in this whole like,
You know,
so stupid.
yeah, like the best thing in the world is we're this little thing. We think we're the shit. We're this little flesh meat
Yeah.
suit on this rock
Yep.
that's perfectly preserved by this invisible force field that's hurling through space, orbiting around a sun with a bunch of other planets, and it's been doing this shit since who knows how long. And we are literally not even a blip on this fucking little time scheme of life.
It's crazy to think about.
So yeah, exactly. And then once you think that way, though, you kind of like, that's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Everything's not that big a deal.
It's really not. Like, people stress out about stuff and worry about things, and it's like, you can't control it anyway, so you might as well just go with it. Like, what are you
No.
going to change? Like, nothing.
Nothing. You can't. I've had this rule, like, if I can't touch it and put my hands on it and fix it, I ain't fucking worried about it.
I don't worry about much of anything anymore.
It helps.
It really does.
It helps. I try. I mean, there's some days, like you say, you get shitty, and I get shitty, but I really work hard on just being at peace and being happy with what I got and where I'm at. Some days I don't, but some days, most of the time I do.
I mean, I still lose my shit too. It's like, I mean, just I snap every once in a while on people, and it's like,
You did not
I mean, I
do
can't
that.
help it. It's like,
You do not do that. Just remember that zap and it's feeling in your chest. Right before you get
I
mad,
can't
like,
forget that shit.
and he's like, think about that, and you'll get scared and be like, I'm not mad anymore.
I don't want to think about that ever again.
I couldn't imagine that. Just sitting there and you're like, I'm just talking to you.
Yeah, it's stupid feeling too. Like, you would think, like, sticking your hand in a light socket or something, and you think you get shocked, but it's like, it's a totally different feeling.
I've done that, by the way.
I know
I
you
think
have.
you
I know,
should.
I know you have.
You remember the time everybody got in the circle and grabbed me, and then we went, and it worked.
Yeah.
Everybody felt it. I used to do that so often that I could do it, and it didn't bug me anymore. Do you know I got shocked by 440 on a drilling rig?
Really?
Yeah, my dumb ass was on a bow swing chair working. I was young. I just knew I'm just gonna get after whatever they do. I'm gonna try. Change that Derek light up there. Yeah, I can do it. I know nothing about electricity. I'm like 19. They give me a big ass light, and the bow swing chair is like on a
Right.
it's a harness plate to sit on. Bag of tools. I go way up there, like 90 foot. I don't know nothing, dude. I haven't went down to the NCR house. I haven't shut no power off. I just bite off into this fucking wire, 440 with some pliers, and get poof. Next thing I know, I'm getting woke up on the rig floor, and that pusher's like, "Son, you're lucky that shit didn't stick." He's like, "Usually it sticks shit. It's 440." He's like, "You're lucky."
Oh yeah.
I don't fucking electricity no more.
No,
So I
I don't
couldn't
like
imagine having something in my chest that can shock me to keep me alive.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
For the people that might not know, when it shocked him, that means his heart stopped moving.
Yeah, a few times. And it's crazy too. Like, they had a little printout and everything of it, because it has a memory in it.
That's why I died.
Yeah.
That's why I died.
Dead. Came back alive. You're dead again. It's like, it was the craziest looking thing ever.
You know, my uncle, he's 60 or 70, almost 70. And he lives up north, and I forgot exactly where he was at, but he said, if I had a heart attack, this is years before this happened, if I ever had a heart attack, I don't care if you drive me to Salem's hospital, because I ain't doing it in Centralia or whatever, what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the drive over there almost killed, he died.
Yeah.
He was legally dead for like 10 or 15 minutes. And they got him back, and he's back. And you know what he said? I think he said he was upset. He's like, 'cause it was the most peaceful, greatest thing that ever happened. He was like, dude, my uncle's a huge atheist. Huge, very, like, he was like, let me tell you something. I was wrong. And I don't think he said, like, specifically he thinks that he doesn't know about what, he's like, but there's somebody up there. He's like, something going on. So
Yeah.
he was mad. But you never got to stay alive with like a cool superhero box the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, well,
So
other than being dead with the heart thing, I don't know how long it took to.
Other than being standing dead by
Yeah, other
friends.
than not having a heart for a few minutes or whatever.
Do you know I died 3 times during the Super
Yeah.
Bowl we were watching it? Everybody's like, hey, Pastor Cheetos. Yeah. What happened? That's cool. Just died real quick.
You're just dead a bit.
just dead a bit. You
I'll be
okay?
right-
Yeah, it's dead a bit.
I'll be
It was
right
a little weird. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, that was honestly the worst.
That's the best part.
Just worrying about it all the time. I'm glad I don't have it now, obviously, so they
Yeah.
took it all out. But it's like, man, it was horrible. Just the thinking of it, just the worrying about being shocked again was like, man, it was hell. Like I literally slept in a. Well, I didn't even sleep. I would sit in my recliner and just look around and wait and watch TV, and then
Trying to
I was
be
so tired that I just passed out. Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't
right.
do it voluntarily, obviously. So I would get maybe 2 or 3 hours
So
a
that's
day.
even worse on your heart.
Yeah, it was like
You're just stressing
I was
your
just
heart to death.
compounding everything on my own, which looking back now was a mistake, but it's not like I could help it.
Can you do? I mean, I guess you can do a lot of exercise since you hike all the time.
Yeah, no, I mean I can do pretty much anything now. It's
You
it's
lift
crazy.
weights if you wanted to.
I mean, I haven't started yet because I'm still.
but you could. I mean,
Yeah.
just do light and
Yeah,
easy on
I
it.
can do whatever. It's just I'm still paranoid about my chest
Blowing
buckling.
open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
hell
mean,
yeah.
I don't know how
Dude,
long it will take,
We,
but
we ride BMX. I blow my knee out, right? And it takes however long, and it's good to go. It still takes me another 3 months for my brain to realize that I can use it like a real knee, because I'll jump off the back and then go to limping and like use it. And it's like even worse for me to like avoid using it than just run and use it because it's my knee. I can
Yeah.
imagine my chest being.
well, it's
Ex-
like I lift something heavy now, like just
You feel
like I'm sore, like it's a
well,
weird
my-
feeling.
The muscles ain't being used. I think
crazy.
They cut through those muscles.
They
like
just sawed it open
yeah.
with the saw.
My
so-
wife had a boob job, and it tickled. She had like pretty much. I didn't know this, but I couldn't tell. One boob was like drastically bigger than the other. She had big boobs, so it was hard to tell, I guess. And then the doctor went in there to fix him. He's like, dude, I had to like rebuild the whole thing. They cut through the muscles.
Oh,
It
yeah.
took. She's still. We started lifting and doing kettlebell swings, but she's still like we're easy because
Yeah, it's
you cut through that fucking muscle, and you're like you said, anytime your muscles cut open, like you said, I think it's the same. Maybe it's just the cutting of the muscle. You lose 20% of
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, there goes your 500-pound bench press.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
I mean, you still got squats.
Yeah, I could do that.
I wouldn't do none of that shit.
I mean,
Squats would be, if you worry about your chest blowing up, and squats is probably
I
the worst
do
thing.
like it's a weird thing because
Oh yeah, your chest has been opened up. People have been inside of your body and put new shit in there.
it's slightly used as what I say. It's not new, obviously.
I
Right.
can't build IKEA furniture without having hardware missing.
No, the problem
Well, I
is,
mean, who knows what they left in there or left out? Like, I don't. As long as it's working now, I don't really care.
if the way my brain works, if that happened to me, I would think about it so deeply that I'm just like you.
Well-
I don't know what I could do because I'd be like, people have been inside of me. I would be like, Doc, if you could leave like a cool glowing light in there, so next time somebody has to
Iron
open it
Man.
up, yes,
Leave a little action
Fucking
figure in there.
Tesseract.
So everything like an X-ray.
a little action figure there. It's this tiny little car. What kind of cars do you like? I like Camaros. If you leave a Camaro, they're pretty dope.
A really bitchin' one, please.
I just that whole process of somebody, that heart that you were born with is no longer in
Yeah,
there.
it's a weird thing.
Do you know the name of the person?
No, not
You never
yet.
get it?
I mean, I wrote a letter to the family to see.
Is it a male or female heart?
I don't know. Don't know anything
Nothing.
about it.
Just
They don't tell.
appreciate the
They don't
shit
tell
out of
you
it.
anything anymore because some guy messed it up for everybody.
Oh, and all psycho or something.
Yeah, like their family like found out who it was and
Oh, and chased him down.
like wanted money and
Oh.
like you owe me. Just weird. You know, people are fucking weird.
No, man. It's just like you owe me shit. You should think I hope everything works out good for you. I hope
Yeah.
that my dead siblings or whatever
I mean,
heart.
it's hard because you sign up for that. You know, it's like
Yeah.
that's what you do. But still do. It's issues with somebody had to die for me to be here, and I'm kind of like wasting
Oh,
that.
they
And
didn't
it's
have
like-
to though.
I know they didn't.
It's
have
not like
to.
they're like, hey, Smitty needs a heart. You know, it just
Yeah,
happened.
but still, it's like
Yeah, you
what,
feel
what could have.
why do I deserve it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a weird thing. I think about it all the time. and
You
it's
should.
like,
That's good. You should.
I
think
don't
about it.
understand.
Keeps you grateful.
Any of that's the fact, dude.
You
It's
should
like,
keep thinking about yours being grateful
I don't
for
take
it.
that shit for granted at all. It's like somebody's dead,
Mhm.
so I could be here fucking off with you right now. It's
Right.
like,
It could have been, you could have been the one dying, then your heart was bad, but your lungs might be good. That
Yeah.
you could have been, could just easily been. That's a good thing. That'll keep you. Just, dude, seeing your Facebook and talking to Joel and talking to people like you, I stay grateful because I'm like, I ain't shit. Like, I ain't. Yeah, I think
I'm not shit either. It's just, it's either you're going to die or you're going to live, and what are you going to choose? Like,
right.
That fight or flight. That
Well, yeah, or you could, but I mean, but you still have you got out of it, and you didn't come to drinking and acting a fucking fool.
Yeah.
You appreciate that person that gave you.
That's a fact. I know.
So, if you, depending on how you live now, you're honoring that person by
Yeah.
not being a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you're obviously not, so, I mean.
Yeah, I try.
We all can be assholes.
I mean, yeah, it's just to a point, like, give or take a few.
Oh man, I didn't even see those people in here. Imagine having 2 C-sections and being permanently numb in the proportion of your stomach.
Well, being numb now, like we'll talk about that. My whole left leg is completely numb.
What the?
My forearm from here to here is completely numb, and I still have a weird thing over here. Like, I don't know. They cut some
like
nerves.
Like just a strip of your forearm?
My whole forearm is numb. Like, you know how you.
So you
your
don't feel
foot
that?
No. Like when
That's
your foot
weird.
falls asleep.
Yeah.
It's my entire leg is like that.
See, I had this wrist thing. I mean, it's nothing like it. But I know I jacked my wrist up from the middle part of my hand, these 2 fingers, absolutely numb for it. I could take them and just smack them.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. And sometimes it swells up again, they start going numb. But I remember how weird it was just to like try to grab stuff.
Crazy.
Like,
well, I still lose like going downstairs.
do you smack your forearm against shit
Crazy.
sometimes? You go, oh shit.
Well, I mean, after it was like it was like really numb. Like now it's just dull numb, but my leg is still completely.
But you
numb.
can walk with it.
It's weird. Like going downstairs is like I can feel.
Oh, because you don't know
I
exactly
don't know
where
if it's
at.
touching it or not. You know, it's
Right.
like going up it. I know because I have
Weight.
extra weight on it, but coming down, it's
You get in a
it's
hurry,
weird.
it could go bad.
Yeah, I've missed a step or two every now and again, just because I'm like,
Hey, look at the bright side. You blow your knee out messing up, you ain't gonna feel nothing.
no, yeah, for sure. I don't feel anything in my
I mean,
leg, my
I'm
left leg.
I'm a cup half full guy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, oh, that'd be weird. But that's never. They don't know. I could come back.
They told me it'll grow back an inch a year, so I've got however long my leg is worth of years to wait for it. to
Oh,
come
the
back.
feeling.
Yeah.
Oh.
They severed a nerve somewhere.
Whoa. Oh,
But-
they did.
Yeah, obviously, because it wasn't numb before.
Oh, so this is
the
just
surgery.
part of the process.
Yeah, it's just a small piece.
There's
of
that
right?
missing IKEA
Yeah.
furniture.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we
Yeah.
got some bolts and there's some extra parts, and you might not feel a few things, but everything should work.
It's completely normal for
And
the
you're,
process.
yeah, no big
Yeah,
deal.
whatever.
Just think if you
It,
get shot,
should,
put your left leg
grow
up.
back.
Eventually.
Yeah, you'd be a great MMA fighter though, because you just lead with the front left leg and then just leg kick the fuck
I'd probably be just flopping around broken half the time because I wouldn't even know.
What is he made of? I don't know. He's numb. He's literally numb on the left side of his body. That's why he leads like in like this. That's fucking crazy,
Yeah.
man. So,
It's crazy. It is crazy.
and you got a badass wife, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Because I saw her in all those pictures, and I couldn't imagine my wife would be fucking losing her mind having to deal with all that shit.
She was there, man, for sure.
And I'm sure she had to do a lot of
She was
crazy
there
shit.
yeah, man, I shit myself. I don't know how many times. Just like,
And she's like, hey,
I gotta pick up your shit. Yay.
it's like a baby.
Yeah. It's like,
That's what's up, though. Now, you got a good one.
it's weird. I do, for sure.
And now you know
Absolutely.
for sure. If you didn't know before, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
When she's cleaning you up and picking you up and doing things,
Yeah.
you know, that
Well,
no
I
one
mean-
would want to do.
It before just being a worthless piece of shit and not being able to do anything like anything. Period. It was weird. But yeah, man, like we've been through a lot of shit together. Like,
It's badass, dude. That's badass.
I mean,
That's
a lot
badass.
of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're 33, you had a heart transplant, your stomach's been exploded.
Yeah.
For what you got severed nerves from the doctor. Oh, goddamn, whatever. Got his leg nerve. Is it
Maybe
going to be numb? No, I mean, it'll work, but
We'll just see what happens.
yeah.
Like,
Just
so
tell them it's part of the thing.
Yeah.
Rehab, it'll fix in a year.
we're good.
We'll be out of here. They'll never know. Hey, where's your rings at? You took your rings off. No. You're supposed to? Yes. Fuck.
I don't think.
That's where the rings are at.
Well, I don't go off in a metal detector, so it wasn't a good one. So he didn't know
Right.
as much.
Yeah. Those are my surgery rings, just for luck.
They do have surgery shoes though, which I found interesting. They walk around with bloody ass shoes all the time, and it's like,
Ew.
yeah.
Is that sanitary?
I don't know. He's like, oh, I have my surgery shoes on. Like before they have to, like I had a complete like entire workup physically, mentally, financially. Like, are you a good candidate type thing? And the guy comes in with shoes on, and I'm like, that's the first thing I noticed is his shoes are all bloody, and I'm like,
Yeah, hey man, are you a gladiator?
ah,
Because you got blood all over your shoes.
are you a butcher or what's the deal here? And then he leaves, and my wife's like, did you see his shoes? And I'm like, yeah,
Is
they
that
were
a good
fucking
sign or is that a
bloody."
bad sign?
I mean, he was just like, yeah, whatever. And then he leaves, and I'm like,
I have this problem where I keep severing nerves. Sorry.
well,
Dr. Henson's the best we got at heart surgeon here. Trust me, you'll be fine. You might be numb in a few spots. He's kind of got a problem knowing which nerves to cut, right?
do you want to feel your leg dead, or do you want to be alive and have a little numbness?
Hey, you should be happy to go farther right and your wiener wouldn't work anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It'll work just fine, but you
it'll
won't feel
work.
nothing.
It just depends on the day, I guess.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Before med school, I was gonna be a bomb disposal.
Did you know? Did you see, I don't know if you watched one with my buddy Joel in here.
Yeah, I watched a bit of it, yeah.
Dude, he can feel everything.
Nah, that's crazy. Like, that's...
His
real.
spinal cord isn't severed. He just has his vertebrae got smashed so hard it
Holy
blew in
shit.
pieces and shrapnel through into it, and so he, I guess, just atrophied the body underneath it and lost nerves
Yeah.
like you have, but he can feel everything.
Hmm.
But the nerves that he lost are, I guess, the ones that make shit work, and you lost the ones that make shit feel stuff.
Nerves are nerves. It's weird. Yeah, the body's stupid crazy. Like, there's so much shit going on.
So your goals from here on out are what? Just live good.
Wake up every day. That's all I care about.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up. dude.
Like, because there was plenty of days that I didn't think that was gonna happen. Like, that's why I didn't sleep, because all the bad shit happened when I was asleep.
Well, yeah. Everybody knows. Everybody listening, or anybody knows that when you're by yourself, especially if you're in a bad way, that's when all the creepy shit pops up.
Yeah,
And
that's
when
what
you
start
start checking
like.
yourself.
Like, well, kind of.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
not right.
yeah, yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to be like the guy that wakes up and goes, "Hey, I'm having a heart attack," and you're like, "No, you're not. You're like,
Yeah.
no, I think I am."
Oh, really?
That happened to Eddie's friend once, and they didn't really like tend to him for a few hours, but he's good now.
Oh, you really had one?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, and they see now about nerves. Like, I don't have any nerves in my heart, so if I have a heart attack, I won't feel it. Like, there's no symptoms or signs or just dead. Just like
Oh,
that.
that sucks.
It may feel like the flu.
So pretty much they got into your house, and you had a badass alarm system, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Gone,
yeah.
gone, gone. He's gone. We're good to go."
Well, obviously I have checkups and stuff, so there'll be unless it's just something stupid crazy, which I should probably die anyway after it. But if it's a long-term thing, they're gonna catch it. So that's the only hope I have.
Right.
Like, I have checkups every.
You're on top of
Yeah,
it.
they're on top of it. I'm just here, living.
Dude, that's what's up. But I really think you should look into don't do it just right off the bat because I know nothing about heart transplants, but you should look into sugars, processed sugars and carbohydrates, what it does for inflammation and just how it's good to cut them out. I cut them out, and I noticed, back in the day, you ever like one day you wake up and you have a ring on and you're like, that fucking thing's about to like cut my hand off, and the next day it's like it's about to fall off, you just swell.
Yeah, well, I still have that issue.
I never have that anymore. I know, I don't know dick about what's going on with you, but it's worth looking at. I mean, I don't think feel like it'd be a drastic move to like shut your heart down or nothing. Be like, what did you start? I quit doing. I quit drinking Cokes and eating bread.
Well, I don't drink Coke hardly at all.
Yeah, I offered him. I was like, hey, you want to? You probably didn't drink whiskey, so I didn't bring the whiskey. You want a coffee? Oh, he goes, no. Okay, that's right. It's probably bad.
Are you on like water pills or like a water limit every day now?
No, I have to drink at least 100 ounces a day of water.
Okay, so it's the opposite. You actually
I
have
before I
big
was
limit.
on 60-ounce limit a day.
Okay, I knew
'Cause
people
I
with
was
20s.
You can only drink a certain amount of water.
Yeah.
Before, I was on
Oh.
water restrictions for.
Now you can drink as much.
They want me to drink more. Like, even I have blood work, and they're like, you probably should drink some more water because your potassium's getting a little high. Your kidneys are.
Oh, it keeps you flushed. I drink
Yeah.
2 gallons a day. Is that like
2 gallons? Yeah, that's about what
It's
I
100
think
cents.
it's. Shit, I don't know.
I think it's 100.
a lot.
It's close to it, but that's good, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's like mine, the medication that keeps me alive from my heart hurts your kidneys, so it's like
Right.
you got to flush
You
it
take milk
out.
thistle or anything?
What's that?
Milk thistle? It's just
I don't drink anything but what
well,
they
it's a little. I mean, I don't know. They tell you. I'm just throwing out bullshit. This is usually guys that take steroids do it after or while they're on, cleans their kidneys out. It's just a pill. It's like a vitamin type shit.
I take like a
I'm sure
multivitamin.
you're on something that does exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
If not bad. I don't know. My wife just hands me the pills. I eat them.
That's how it is every day. Yeah, like, I know how to do it too most of the time. Like,
Same.
well, I did before, and then after my rejection, they changed everything. So I'm like, I don't even.
My wife literally will sit down to eat wherever we're at to eat, and the dude will walk up or the lady will walk up to get our food, and she orders my food everywhere we go. Dead serious. I don't even know. Like, I've been here, I'm like, what do I have? She's like, it's chicken fried steaks. Like, yes. Good thing she's here.
Yeah, it's you know, I'd give her something to do. She doesn't have enough to do.
Yeah. So any cool trips planned this year?
Yeah, we're going to the Frio.
My favorite place in the world.
June, I think. No, May. End of May. Memorial Day. I think it's the last weekend of May.
It'll be
And then we're heading up to Colorado July 4th week. We're going to hit some trails up there. And
probably going to be my next favorite place in the world if I ever get
do
to go.
some stuff. Well, I see it like before, I couldn't be over 5,000 foot elevation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
So now it's like, last year we went to Red River, New Mexico, and
That was
stayed
like
up there.
pushing it?
I mean, no, after it was good.
Oh,
Like,
good.
before though, we used to go to Cloudcroft, and I was so paranoid about, like, I used to have my little finger monitor, like, shit, it's not oximeter. Like, gosh, this is good.
I'm just laughing because I know I'd be like, babe, we're good.
It's like,
Have you breathe?
yeah, that's exactly how it was. And then I started getting paranoid. I'm like,
Have you ever? Can you breathe like? Is it bad for you to hyperventilate? I mean, you can do anything I can do, right? Like you can.
nah, I'm
you can-
sure, yeah.
Nothing. It's. I mean, because I'm sure people treated you like glass for a long time.
A little bit, yeah.
So, like Wim Hof has this breathing method where you inhale a ton of oxygen as much as you can in, and then you only let like 20% out, and we'll do it for like. I mean, you'll do it almost until you think you're gonna pass out, but then at the end you exhale all your oxygen, like so you think you're gonna have nothing in there. You can sit here, dude. And the more you do it, within like 3 seconds, like you do it 3 times in a row, every time you'll gain in time. Like the first time I did it, I went for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, exhaling all my air out. Because what you do is you load your body full of oxygen with all those big breaths.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's crazy.
I wonder if like that shit right there would be good
Well,
for
I had
heart,
a-
like
I
just
had
to
a
feed your
little,
heart and the blood.
A little blowing machine for a good couple weeks after, and I had a respiratory guy come by and make sure I could blow,
Yeah.
so I didn't get pneumonia. You wanna
Come here,
get
buddy. No, there's no need for that machine.
Nah, I don't need that.
There's gonna be a little wall with a hole in it. Come over here. Let's go.
The glory hole department.
Hey, he ruined. There's a podcast with Jason Ellis on the. If you know who that is, he's a pro skateboarder. He's like one of my. I really like the guy. I liked him. He's on that podcast, a serious
Pro skater, MMA fighter.
And then he tells me there's a podcast with him talking about how he goes to glory holes and he likes to. He's a giver and taker. And I'm like, you just fuck that up for me, man.
Yeah, we're no longer friends.
You can be about it, but I don't need to hear all of that stuff.
Yeah, he did it on Howard Stern.
Yeah, horrible.
Lovely.
How deep are we in this thing, Reed?
We're about an hour and 7 minutes. I'm gonna post this nice video, so go ahead and watch it. Click this one while you're at work, please. Make your IT staff really happy.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen at my job.
What video is it? The Jason Ellis podcast?
Jason Ellis talks fights and glory holes on Howard Stern.
I couldn't do that, man. I mean, he ruined it. Like I used to like the guy. He was cool. He's a fighter, and then like his wife's just as crazy.
You ever have
He's
like
married.
an XM radio station that you went to daily, and then now all of a sudden you're
You
stuck
think
with
your
like
wife was down?
Rude Jude and
All right.
fucking some other
Hey, babe.
bullshit? That's all you get now?
Hey, babe, you want to clean some poop off my back? Yeah, no problem. Want to go hit a glory hole together? You go fuck yourself, weirdo.
That's what happens when
Shit changes when you say that.
that's what happens when you move to California.
Doing
Just
the
saying.
old chili dog, huh?
Hey, babe, come in here and drop a Cleveland steamer on my chest.
We did that yesterday, our last podcast with Stretch Armstrong.
He did.
No, I'm over here. I can't even reach that far.
Nice.
I didn't get a toy this time. I was. Well, I was
The
doing-
Easter Bunny didn't even bring you one?
No, I had the Eastered up all day. Hey, stretch his legs are back.
He must have done the breathing technique.
There,
That
now
Wim
we
Hof-
did
yeah,
it
Wim
again.
Hof. Dude, but that thing will make you feel jacked though. You'll start getting hot in your neck. But I was
do
just
that.
thinking for oxygen in the blood. I'm always thinking of weird ways to help anybody that can. But I'm like, you don't want to help somebody that you know nothing about heart transplants. Hey, you should be doing deadlifts, eating about 9,000 carbs a day.
Yeah, I do that already. I don't need to.
Oh, see, you don't give a fuck. So you're like, you still eat good.
I mean, it's like I don't want to, but I do.
It makes you feel good.
I'm so hungry.
What do you usually eat then? Just whatever.
It's sometimes like like especially right now we're so busy.
Yeah.
It's like
You need to fucking
Just
take.
living.
You need to eat more food that's good for you.
I do. I really do.
Do the 80-20 rule.
What is that?
80-20 rule. 80% of what you eat in a day has to be meat, like meats or vegetables or something like that, and then the 20% can be shit.
Oh, well, I need to do the 80-20% rule. Like 100%. Take away 80 what I eat now. Only 20% of it is like I'm not doing something right. Of course, like after I didn't eat for 2 or 3 weeks, I lost like a shitload.
Yeah,
of weight.
you look that picture.
That prednisone will get you too,
That
though,
picture,
man.
you didn't look the same.
Well, see, like my doctor the last visit I had was like, hey man, he sat there and talked to me. I'll say talk for 45 minutes or so about prednisone and how it makes you hungry, and I'm like, I know, like
No.
I know.
In like a 4-week regimen of me on prednisone, I gained like 40 fucking pounds. It was
It's
crazy.
stupid. Like,
Dude.
I'll eat now, and in like no shit, 15 or 20 minutes, my stomach will growl. I'm like, how is that possible? And like, it's constant. Like,
Just eat a ton of meat, man.
I
Just
do.
eat tons of meat. At least you're just getting meat. As long as you stay away from like breads and pastas, you're good.
I eat everything. Like, I'm not discriminatory on food. At all.
Terrible idea.
It really is.
You just, I wish you would just try the breads and pastas. I think you'd really be like, oh, this fucker's onto something.
No, I know. Like, I've seen it happen for many. Like,
Especially for
hospital
you.
food is like,
Yeah.
it's the best. Like, for that,
Yeah,
it's like
they feel you.
they don't have anything but what's good. Like, whatever will benefit you in any way, they're gonna give it to you. Anything else, no.
Right. Well, because you're getting the good nutrients from vegetables and good meat and
So that's the
stuff
thing.
like
I
that.
don't like anything. Like, I get a hamburger with just meat on it.
Yeah.
I don't like any fucking.
Dude, I'm telling you right
vegetable
now.
at all.
I'm gonna
It's
tell you right now. I have been doing this since in the last year. I only eat meat, dude.
You look good.
I only eat meat.
We're eating pancakes later tonight.
Well, except we'll
Oh,
do this.
pancakes, yeah.
But I do that. But like this Dr. Sean Baker got me. I'm always doing something. I did the keto, and I'm always. Everybody's different, so you got to pick and choose. Like, oh, I want to know a little bit of everything, and then I'm like, oh, that worked. Well, that didn't work. So this Dr. Sean Baker, which he's a weird fucker now. He's smart, but he's also Instagram. He's a very weird old man. But he's been eating meat for a while, and he's 51 on no hormones. It's insane. All the benefits he's had just from eating meat, and then he shows all these other people that's been doing it 20 years and shit. Skin, dude. Since I've been just eating meat, I haven't had on Midland Meat Market I eat a steak a day or hamburger patties. I eat no bread. I just make a cheeseburger without bread.
Yeah.
Or I eat bacon all the time. I eat eggs. I eat cheese. I eat nuts.
See, that's the kind of diet I can get on. Right
Yeah, I started eating nuts because sometimes I get home and I'm like, I fast, but I'm not saying all that bullshit, but I fast. So sometimes I get home, I eat one meal a day, but if I get home and I'm kind of like hungry, about to go work out, I'm like, I ain't about to go do this workout.
Yeah.
Completely empty, feeling like this. So I eat a handful of cashews or something, and you'll be surprised what that would make you. And just chug some water, dude. Like wait 10 minutes, let your brain go, oh, I got food. It's this.
No, I know. That's the
I mean,
problem.
you beat all that shit.
Oh, no. It's,
So
that's my next.
right.
That's my foreseeable future goal.
Yeah, you should do that. I mean,
I have, like, it's not an option.
And
It's
then
like,
and the life you're gonna live in the mountains and shit, trucking around.
Oh, I know.
You need to be in some.
it's like I had before. I had to get to a certain body BMI
Right.
before I could even get on this transplant list. So it was easy, life or death.
When
you
you
know?
go, hey, if you drop 20 pounds, you're gonna die. Got it.
It was more like 60 pounds, but we'll see what
You look good now.
before I was like eating, I was losing weight, but I was gaining water, so it wasn't really a beneficial thing to me because I didn't see it. But I lost 100 pounds in a week or a month.
I was like,
not a
Jesus.
week, but like a month and a half, I lost 100 pounds, and so it's like I was doing something right before. I just didn't.
You should just. I mean, have your wife look into it. I'm telling you, because I don't know.
She doesn't cook, so that's not good.
But dude, it's so great about these. And the Midland Meat Company steaks, I get the ones behind the glass. They're like they're a little more expensive, but they're huge, and they can usually turn 2 or 3 meals to somebody. I eat 1 meal a day. That's what I do. But you can get to they have a freezer or like a refrigerator aisle right when you walk in, and it's just not the thick cuts.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's the same shit you're gonna buy, and you can't. You can't. Like he goes, you can't fuck these up. You can't. And by the way, everybody that was mad at me for not cooking raw, rare, pink red steaks, I've slowly coming down from the well done.
I can't do that shit either.
I don't. It's too chewy.
I mean, I can't do it for one, and then I'm not supposed to do it because I can't have anything raw.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah. It's just too chewy. But I get down to like a medium rare. It's not really pink in the middle, but it's pinkish. But,
Yeah, the lowest I can go is like medium well.
but because like sugar. I mean, in the 30s, the sugar industry paid. I don't know, you can look this up if you read about how many doctors it was. They paid the doctors. It wasn't much, like $6,000 a piece, to go out and say sugar's bad, sugar's okay. Saturated fat's what causes heart attacks, and it was the science proved otherwise. Yeah, they paid them. It was exposed like last year. So saturated fats are not bad for your heart. A lot of doctors don't know a bunch about nutrition. That's the problem. You should talk to a nutritionist. They should
Yeah, I had one of those
Oh,
too.
I bet so. You probably got one.
I don't,
You know, it
I have insurance pays for all that.
I
So
don't
yeah, I
listen
do
to
have
I
that.
got a question. When did you start listening to NPR, you little bastard?
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to expand my horizon. I'm on a journey, bro. I'm trying to get smarter.
All right. All right.
Do my best.
Okay.
You're a sponge.
This buddy of mine's pretty smart. He listens to that shit. So I'm like, smart people listen to smart shit. Might want to check out every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. Am I right? Did you look it up?
Yeah.
I mean, sugar's fucked, and sugar's in all kinds of
Don't you
bread.
say that.
I mean, no, it's not. It's so good. But that's why I have Sundays. Sundays is my day to do that because you will go nuts. But I would just say try. That's why I say try the 80-20 rule throughout your week or 90. Or I do not like. So mine's 90-10. 80-20. 5 days a week. Eat no sugars, no carbs. And I tell you what, after so long, your body starts getting used to that. You're gonna go. You eat some sugar and go. I ain't doing that again.
Well, see, we were on like a calorie count. And you
yeah.
can tell like if you eat shit for a day, it's like you can feel it. It's weird. Man.
And then your body, your gut biome, it gets used to what you eat. So I eat the same fucking foods most of the time. And when you stray from the foods you eat normally, you feel fucked up.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, I want to try to change it up. Well, if you think about a couple hundred years ago when we were all in like tribes, you only ate what was in the area.
Right.
You didn't get to like eat a bunch of shit. So
Well, they didn't have a McDonald's.
yeah, and naturally your gut gets used to what you eat and it craves that. So like you get away from the sugars and the carbohydrates. First of all, your body goes, fuck, you're gonna be a few days, you're not gonna like it.
Oh yeah.
You know, but you can muscle through that. You're fucking tough. But then there'll be a point where your body goes, all right, dude, this guy's no more carbs in here, no more sugars, but we all this fucking fat. It starts using the existing, these are just storage tanks for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And-
I got a huge tank.
And it'll start using that as energy and you'll feel less hungry because you'll literally be eating yourself. But and then you'll eat the meat and the saturated fats, avocados and things like that. You're feeding the body good fats. It'll feel full and satiated longer, or you'll just feel fuller longer, and your energy levels will be a lot higher. And the inflammation, because I know about your heart, I know you don't. It's just things you need to worry about. I mean, I know you worry about inflammation on the heart. Anything around the heart's not good.
Oh yeah. I mean, used to have water around it.
yeah. Just be covered in water.
Yeah.
You should just, I don't know, not do it, but like tell everybody, hey, look at this shit. Go to podcasts and there's some YouTube shit. There's some real smart. I mean,
Tell me which ones to look at.
I'll
check
send
them
you
out
some
for
links,
sure.
dude.
Yeah,
And it just helps. Like I'm always into that bullshit. I go down rabbit holes, fucking bad.
Oh yeah.
And I go down rabbit holes for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. And then I find a new one on the way out. I'm like, oh, I'm out of the rabbit hole, and I find a new one. Well, shit. I think we can go ahead and is it IHOP? You think IHOP will be open? Speaking of fucking eating good food. Yeah, by the way, every time me and him do a podcast, we hit IHOP afterwards. Unless it's packed full of people, then we get Whataburger.
That's just his rule. I eat IHOP pretty much every day or something of the equivalent. Quarter pounders.
Yeah, but Reed's the only
donuts.
guy, though, dude. Reed hasn't changed in size ever. Since, like, he got to that size, he just stays that fucking size.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my man size. Boom. What are you eating? Whatever I want to.
Whatever the fuck I feel like.
That's good.
I'm over here doing
I
deadlifts and drinking water and eating steaks and making sure that I don't count calories. I don't do all that bullshit. I don't do
I'll tell you what it is. It's 2 pots of coffee and like 9 Red Bulls a
This
day.
dude can, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, he does the coffee thing hard.
And red steak.
We went to this
Lots of red steak.
because I can eat a lot at once. 'Cause I eat one meal. I can eat a fuckload of food at
Yeah.
once. I mean, and
Yeah.
we went to this place and
I forgot about this lady. She's the
Main Street Diner. Yeah, we go there one morning. And I'm in like a muscle shirt. It's like full of oil field guys, and everybody's like, you can tell I walk in there like, who the fuck's that boy out there with that shirt on, with his Vans and his shorts on? Why don't you in work boots, pussy? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing out here?
This motherfucker in pajamas.
Yeah, and then this guy's in pajamas. I sit down and I ordered the pancakes there. Have you seen Main Street Diners and pancakes? Have you been there?
No.
By the way, you should. I don't know if you should just if you're gonna have a cheat day, go there. Their pancakes are fucking huge. I got a stack of pancakes. I think it's like 9 pieces of bacon, an omelet, and an order of French toast. And I think it came with a side of toast. This lady comes out with all these plates, and she's like, and sausage, 4 things of sausage.
She doubted him.
She goes, you're not going to eat all that. And I was like, okay. By the way, by this time, Reed's pounding. He's not eating. He's just pounding like 2 pots. She cut him off.
Yeah, it's like bartender.
I've never seen it. She's like,
you
"You've
cut
had
off,
enough."
bud.
Dude, he's over there like this. Like, jittering his legs. She's just pounding. We're talking. And I'm just slowly, as me and him were talking, I'm just handing her plates. And then you could see the astonishment in the room. I'm like, this motherfucker. The whole room was like, because it looked like me and him both got food. She comes out with her arms like plates. And I'm like, yeah. And I grabbed down, and I was like, here, last plate. She goes, oh my God, you know that food? I was like, yeah. I was like, I could probably still eat some more, honestly. We're about to go ride bikes. or I would.
I've been there before.
I saw him get cut off on pancakes once in Dallas.
Yep.
Lady's like, you don't get more than one stack.
Yeah. You can eat a fat dick, Dallas.
Yeah. And
Oh,
hey, you didn't finish it.
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't. But dude, he came. No, he took me to this place. I forgot what it was.
Hash House a Go-Go, but
was good.
honestly, the Texas one sucked.
It was super fancy. I mean, it's real fancy. But dude, I talked some shit, and they brought some pancakes out that you could fucking sleep under. And I was like, holy shit,
Their pancakes are the size of like extra large pizzas.
dude. I'm not exaggerating. And that's why he said you only one stack. I could have ate it, but I just didn't. We had to go do stuff after. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not
no, that
pushing through
makes
this shit.
Makes sense.
I almost because I have done that before. Like people, you can't do that, and I'm like,
Oh, if somebody tells me I can't do something, then I'm gonna I'll kill myself.
yeah. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna fucking.
Yeah.
But then you ruin the rest of your day.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it works out.
Well, shit, dude. I guess we can wrap this thing up. I really appreciate you
yeah.
coming,
No,
dude.
for sure,
This
man.
fucking thing this is crazy. I got the heebie-jeebies like 50 times.
Actually, there's videos of that shit if you want to go check it out.
I do. I don't know
What?
why, but
yeah,
I do.
actually, hey,
Where's
before
it
we go anywhere, where do we post these videos? Like, is there a way to get to them?
on YouTube?
They're on YouTube for sure.
All right.
Under your name?
There's,
Clayton
there's
Smith
one on-
getting his heart ripped
No.
out of his chest?
I never got my. They said they recorded it, but I never seen the video of it.
Oh.
They
I
said
would
they
want
could
to.
let me see my old heart too, and I was like,
They don't let you keep it?
no, they send it off for.
But say if they did, dude, I'll pay a lot of money to put it on this fucking desk.
Yeah, we
right
need
here.
something on this desk like that.
What is that? It's Buddy's heart I had.
I'm gonna look on
the
eBay right now
podcast.
for that.
I guarantee you can buy one right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on eBay. And if we can't get on eBay, I know places on the internet we could probably
Dude,
go.
I'll buy a old. That's weird, but I'd do it just because.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's a real frog he bought today. That's
Oh.
at one
I
time
didn't buy
was
it today. I got that shit in Juarez.
I'm gonna say no. He brought it today. That thing is a real frog.
Yeah, he's playing a horn. I got a whole band. I'm just gonna bring him in slowly.
It's a saxophone with no buttons. But when you're a frog,
Well,
you're
shit, there's buttons on that. You just gotta look closer. Careful, I
Oh,
wouldn't.
I see on the
You might
side.
get sick if you touch him. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
I-
old,
try not to.
Yeah, you used to see his face. He was like, "Oh, it's real."
Yeah.
especially you with the immuno problem. Don't touch him.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I,
you
I
gotta-
don't touch much of anything.
So when do you get like cold and shit? Do you get sick real easy?
yeah. Well, I mean, luckily I haven't. Like this year was kind of like scary because of the flu and all
Yeah.
that. But I try to stay away from people or don't touch stuff that I. And I do. I keep a big ass thing of sanitizer.
Sanitizer.
That is the exact opposite of how we live our life.
You have to. It's like and it's weird. Like you think about it, all the shit that you shouldn't touch, and then like they tell you all the stuff, and it's like, I can't eat at buffets. I can't.
Oh,
You are dead.
It's like
You cannot do that. You will
crazy.
die.
that sucks.
no.
So
I could
no
totally get by
sushi,
on the no.
no buffets, no
Ooh,
weight
whoa,
rooms,
Whoa, no sushi.
nothing.
no
Oh,
public
we're fucked.
bathrooms unless you can hover.
I try to avoid them at all costs, but shit.
You
happens.
just stay in your own fucking lane. If it ain't at your house
Well,
or
so
out
that's
in
why I
the
like
woods,
out and then
Yeah.
outside. It's like there's
whatever.
no germs out there.
Right. I mean, there are, but they're all naturally. We're used to.
Yeah.
We're ready for them. People are fucking
germs
gross.
are
People are
completely
gross.
nasty.
Yeah, people are fucking gross.
Like I look at stuff different, totally different. Like I hear coughing. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's weird.
Run.
that's why I was calling this. I'm not sick or nothing, but
Well, a lot
You're
of
like,
people say that too.
you know that stuff, you know that shit sprays 10 feet out of your
Yeah,
mouth, right, asshole?
Have you not seen
Use your fucking arm now. We don't use our hands
yeah,
anymore.
Hands are banned. Okay.
Oh, are they? You use your
Yeah,
arm?
you have to use your arm because you're gonna touch something with your hand, so you're not making it any better.
Cough into that, bro.
I'm just gonna cough at you, see if you can dodge it.
I've done a pretty good job.
Well,
So I got a cold like last year, and it was like a 2-week ordeal just for a simple.
yeah, you
cold.
can't
It's
beat
like,
shit.
golly,
That's how my buddy Case with Addison's. He has no immune system. He
Yeah,
produces no cortisol, so it's like you're fucked. You get sick.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
so
Like
you-
it's a hospital visit if I get the flu type thing.
Jesus.
Like pretty much, which sucks. I mean, but
Yeah, but you're here, man.
I'm here, yeah.
Your fucking heart's beating away.
It's pounding. Hell yeah,
You got a big badass truck out front.
that I do.
He's on a podcast and he doesn't even listen to podcasts.
That's, I mean,
Tomorrow,
That's the story of my life. I work on a podcast and I don't even listen to podcasts. I mean,
Right. He said tomorrow you
weird.
should listen to just any of Joe Rogan's are good.
Hardcore history is legit.
Hardcore. I was telling about that.
If you need
Dan
2 weeks to
Carlin.
cover one topic, it's pretty legit.
Dan, yeah, I'm telling you, it's like his podcast is like 6 continuing podcasts about the Mongols,
I'm gonna check them out.
and then I'm trying to think Barstool with Pat McAfee. Barstool, dude, he was the punter for the Colts that just retired. Like he was like a Pro Bowl punter, and they like offered him a huge contract, and he fucking bounced. He's like, nah, man, I got some other shit going.
That's crazy.
And he is hilarious. Dude. That podcast would be like, you like that. And there's some cool car ones. Podcasts I just gave up on music. And so
Yeah.
I listen to the same shit we listened to in the weight room back in Lee. I really do. So I just
Yeah. Driving with him is like junior high dance.
Back in time.
bad. I decided to listen to podcasts because podcasts I learn shit. At least every day I'm like I figure something out, I learn something new.
That's cool.
That's the reason I like doing them. Like this right here.
Yeah,
when the fuck
it's cool. Yeah.
like when else would I just be like, hey, you got time to sit down and chat about your heart?
They would have been kind of weird if you would have just been like, hey man,
Hey, well, come over here and just tell me.
Hang out.
I'm curious to know about your chest getting ripped
Yeah.
open and
it's kind of interesting.
I'm really interested that you only get to rip open a chest 3 times. It's kind of like Beetlejuice, and it's really.
I mean,
bumming me out.
I don't quote me out. Like I don't know if that's fact or not, but that's just what they told
No,
me.
I'm gonna
Well,
research
yeah,
it
it
just in
makes sense
case.
just
You
'cause
know,
of the fucking-
you never know when you need to know. You can only open a
'cause
guy's chest 3 times.
They got I guess they got to rip open and like they break ribs and shit open.
Yeah, they have like a little
Yeah,
hand crank.
it's
And
like a big buzzsaw, like a hand grinder, and
So they like
Oh yeah, they just
sternum.
saw it right. Yeah, all
Yeah.
the way down to the.
yeah, and then they just mesh it right back up
And
with
just-
wires.
So they have those rib splitters and they.
Yeah. Yeah,
So you've been wide open.
yeah.
It's like a lobster.
just
Just
open.
crack that motherfucker open.
Yeah, that's why I get kind of leery about lifting heavy objects.
fuck
on top
lifting
of it.
heavy, bro. Don't ever do
Yeah,
that.
it's kind
if
of
you
a
have
Weird feeling.
just get good cardio.
Yeah, it's
So like if something happens, you're like, I can't jump or run or flip
Yeah.
over. I'll just run for a long way.
I mean, I
Just-
still
Yeah.
have like strength, I guess, but it's kind of like a
yeah, but you don't want to.
real world strength. I guess.
I would or like wait another year.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
let that shit just.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's good to go.
Yeah, I'd give it a while because it took me and him to recover just a little tiny wrist
I-
injury for like a year.
I'm curious. I've got to see these. I'm gonna have to watch it because I got to see what's.
There's my hospital, UT Southwestern.
Haven't you played
just
Mortal
came out with
Kombat? You
one.
haven't seen a chest get ripped open?
Dude, I'm telling you right now. I can eat poop. I can eat puke.
I've seen it. I've
I
seen it.
can. You can anything.
bird.
I can do anything.
Yeah.
Like the X Factor or whatever it was back in the day. That
Yeah.
I would have killed.
Fear Factor.
But when I see people get cut open,
yeah.
I feel it on me, and it freaks me. It just
I
freaks me
can
out.
watch it
I
like
can't.
on TV,
My
and
mom
maybe
does.
even like if I'm sitting in the hospital watching somebody else get stitched up. But if it's me, I have this like sudden urge to slap that dude's hand away, like stop doing that.
See, and
I
I'm-
can't stare at anything on myself. Like no.
I'm opposite. I'm like him. Like once I'm in it, arm ripped open. Okay, I can deal with that because I'm here. I gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
But if I'm just like watching, like my mom watches that shit all the time. Once that little
Oh,
razor
yeah.
touches the skin, starts opening up. I literally wherever it's happening on there, I'm like,
Well, my stomach was actually they like I guess stitched it on the inside, but the outside was wide open for a good 2 or 3, 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, they usually do those open wound healing things.
I had a wound
and-
vac, like
Yeah.
and they,
Wait, they don't stitch you back together.
No, they
It
let it
healed on
heal
its
the
own.
way that it heals.
so I
on
got
its
a big
own.
fat.
I've seen
nasty
it for an
scar.
open heart
It's-
surgery.
Wait, so you
before.
got
I got it from here to my
Is
waistband.
when were you born? 1984.
yeah,
Detached from my mom, 1984.
yeah.
2016, stomach blew out. 2015, heart gave out. Look at there.
Just use the
So you had
fucking
2
scar as a
separate scars?
timeline.
Yeah.
Like tattoo the timeline on the
I
scar.
have a chest scar, and then I have 3 dots that look like bullet holes. And then I got a pretty good stomach scar. They cut it around my belly hole, my belly button, and
When you go to the free people are like, bro, what happened
yeah,
to you?
they're like, look at this fucking guy. Well, that's the other thing. I have to wear a shirt because I get skin cancer from the immunosuppressants. So, yeah, whatever. I've already had shit cut off and tested. It's like,
Hey, who's that guy over there in that little bowl? That's a pretty cool river toy. It's not a toy, asshole. He's got to stay in that thing.
don't.
He's just floating down the river, running on top of this little ball.
Yeah.
One little hole at the top you can throw beers into.
I can't drink, man.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
What can't you eat or consume in your mouth?
Pomegranate,
That's odd.
which is like a reaction to medication, sushi, anything raw.
Okay,
Raw eggs, meat, sushi.
so that's okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
I've had some pills that are like avoid grapefruit, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's the same type of thing. There's some sort of reaction that occurs.
Yeah, there's a little process in your day then. Like when you go through shit, you can't just.
I mean, like I wouldn't eat that shit anyways. I mean,
Right.
and the meat, you know, I never really like raw meat anyway.
Nah, I'm the same way.
But
chewy.
as far as, I think that's like basic or buffet. Anything that I can't drink out of a public water fountain.
Which is a
which
good
is-
idea.
Yeah, I mean, I would avoid that anyway.
What happened to Kyle? Doctor said he couldn't go to the buffet anymore. He walked into that motherfucker and exploded.
Yeah, buffets for sure. Like I think, you know, I think about a buffet and I'm like, yeah, you know, pizza I kind of enjoyed, but going into a Golden Corral or you know, even a Furs even, it's kind of like, I see all the little kids running around.
Oh, the chocolate fountain.
That's about to say.
Chocolate
I've
fountain
seen the
is
kids, they
just-
put their hands in there.
Oh God, lick
put
it
their
and put it
hands
back
back
in
in
there.
I've seen Mike do that.
That's
Grown ass man.
Yeah, dude, I got a buddy that you would not want to hang out with. Not eating anyway. You'd be like, nah, bro, you gotta get away from me. He's the nastiest human being ever when it comes to eating.
Taco. Taco beats him.
Taco's nastier? I haven't eaten a taco before.
Taco wears Crocs.
Taco's a man, not actual food.
I know a guy named Taco too.
Had you still run around with, who'd you run with? Was it Falks you had kicked it with back in high school?
I don't run around anybody from high school.
No?
No.
Yeah,
no.
neither. I mean, this guy, I guess, but I've had it since kindergarten, so. Yeah, I know no one. As soon as I got out, I was like, thank God none of those people would fucking know where I live.
Yeah, like
Half the people at high school don't even remember me.
I guarantee you, there's probably a shit ton of
good
people who don't
shit.
even know who the fuck I am. Like,
Really?
we get past ways and they'd be like, just keep going on. Like,
No shit.
which, I mean, whatever. I keep my circle small
It's probably, I mean,
for a reason.
I got my inner circle's small, but I like everybody.
I know a lot of people, obviously, but
Yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah, I don't hang out with nobody. But I mean, I hang out with my family and read and fuck. It's really about it. So I mean, here
About
lately,
it, yeah.
read and I mean, my bike ride buddies here and there. I've been off the bike for.
I mean, we go do stuff with dudes out, and you know, we meet up with guys from all around the state and stuff. But it's not like I don't have like I would call
Yeah.
a go-to type.
I don't have a bunch of like guy dudes. We're like, let's go to the fucking I don't have that crew.
No.
I don't have the crew. I don't have that.
No,
I have like a
I'm
few
not
buddies.
I'm not a bro like frat dude like at
Yeah.
all. Like I don't have
Yeah,
I
like-
don't have no dudes I go hang out with.
Yeah, do you have buddies you take like big selfies with?
Oh man, we do.
I mean, I have one buddy. Yeah,
It's just you take
he's
selfies
pretty
with him?
gay, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do go camping a lot. You got to
Yeah.
have a buddy you go camping with.
I gotta have a battle buddy. I call him just
Yeah.
if my
Otherwise
shit
the bears
breaks, that he can help me fix it.
Yeah, a battle buddy.
Yeah.
That's what I call him too.
And
but
I
they-
always let him go first, so he fucks his stuff up first, and then
See?
I'm like, probably shouldn't do that.
Oh, you're talking about the vehicles.
Yeah, everything.
Oh, okay.
I let him
That's
walk
cool.
in front of me, drive in front of me, whatever.
Oh, okay.
You go first.
That's a bad idea. Good thing you saw that.
You fell.
I was thinking like more like a tent buddy, like Brokeback Mountain
No,
style.
I don't do that, Guinness. Like,
Well. I mean, if you're shaved.
I mean, if I had to, like, to live, maybe. Yeah. But
I mean, but sometimes
I'm
fishing.
not shaved, no.
No, I
And
don't.
I have steroid hair, like, it just, it's everywhere.
steroid hair.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, like if I ever have a camping buddy, he's gonna have to be like Stretch, small, hairless,
Asian,
kind of buff.
made in China.
He has like a 37 pack, by the way.
That looks like.
But I want him to be real small so I know I can take him. And then because if you ever seen Brokeback Mountain, which by the way, if you haven't, 15 minutes in that movie, the two guys are wrestling in a tent that turns into some
Yeah,
hardcore
no, I've
sex.
seen it actually. Yeah,
But you
and
know,
that was my wife's idea to have on a romantic weekend out in a hotel. Was we're gonna watch Brokeback Mountain and yeah, kind of.
that's really set the mood, babe. You got any
Yeah.
buddies? Maybe go down to the tavern down there, see if there's a guy named Carl that wants to hang out.
Check out the glory hole.
Let's go check out the glory hole.
My grandpa in his 80s was around when that movie came out, and he said something like, "I don't see nothing wrong with this movie. They're sheep farmers, and that's normal." That's all he said. And I was like, well, "Okay, Gramps, thanks."
I would want a less manly of a guy. I would want more like
A Twinkie, what are they called?
just like a little small,
Twinks.
just a little small guy that's like kind of like one of them California dudes that
Too
are
many damn names.
like the hipster dudes in California that are really into
Yeah.
like when they get ready in the morning to go out, like to just to the
Probably
gym.
wearing a flannel shirt.
Yeah, like the heart, but they're always they might have a beard, but they have hair nowhere else.
Yeah.
because that way I know
Well,
I can manhandle him,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna be soft.
What the fuck?
But I don't want him to ever look at me or like we can't kiss or nothing. That's weird. We just keep it
it's-
strictly just rough.
There's
ain't,
a
you
there's
know.
a line there for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
If
man,
you
just
do
don't
it
look
hard
at
enough,
me.
it's kind of manly. You know what I mean?
yeah, I guess.
I mean, if you're stuck in the woods on a camping trip for like 3 or 4 weeks, you know what I'm saying, and your buddies. I mean, I went to jail a few times, and after about 4 days, you know, you start looking at guys like, hey,
Who's it gonna be type situation?
yeah, like who's getting it? And then you start looking around and going, wait, I might be the one getting it.
Everybody's looking at you.
I gotta quit letting the end of the podcast past 2 end up being an anal sex.
It's really weird every time.
Sorry.
Every time.
You kept it together for a good bit.
Yeah, we did. I think I meant to wrap it up a while back, and then we just got off track.
Okay.
It's good to start off with something that I was like, everybody's terrified about something so tragic about his heart.
he
And then
probably-
Cleveland Steamers. And
He probably cut off the live feed.
Yeah, he's
40 minutes.
no,
into
no. I let this shit roll.
there's no more.
I have no shame. I got no shame. It's fun.
Yeah.
On our next episode, we have Randall Brockington, another man with no shame.
Yes, we do. On Tuesday, check this out on the camera. Yep. Okay. Well, I guess we'll wrap this
Just
up.
playing with Stretch Armstrong like I've been waiting to check this shit out.
Well, he starts slowly moving back to the floor. Well,
Hey.
hey, girl, look how flexible I am. All the girls like when I touch my toes to my mouth like this.
Oh, wait till you see the camera view. I'm on a delay here.
Oh.
Either way, Tuesday, is that when we're doing fish?
Tuesday we're doing fish. We're doing Randall Prockington. So
I want you to wear that same Rockaware necklace that you have, and I know you still have
Oh, yeah, fish. No, it's a Rough Riders.
it. Is that what it is?
It's Rough Riders.
Fuck, what a terrible choice.
And then after him we'll have Sydney, which will be another really. We'll all feel stupid as fuck, except for Reed. Reed will feel smart. It'll be too. I'll feel dumb. I'll feel dumber.
No, Sydney's a very smart guy.
Super smart. That's what I'm saying. I'll feel dumb with two smart, way smarter guys than me.
Yeah.
And then just so everybody knows,
Sydney's a very smart guy who may have made a dumb choice here or there.
yeah, we all do that.
Yeah.
But just so everybody knows, our homie, I got to make sure I say his name right because it's spelled Tedrick. So Tedrick won Saturday, first round, rear naked choke. He literally jumped out of the corner. This guy, for about 4 or 5 seconds, you could tell the opponent was like, yeah, confident. Then Tedrick jumps out, and I think it's Tedrick. I don't know if I might say it wrong. I'm sorry. But he will be on the podcast very shortly. We're just going to make a date. He's a very busy man. When he jumps out, and then he can close distance so fast. When he closed the distance on the guy, then you can tell the guy was like, oh, shit. And then when he starts unloading these, he beats the shit out of him, dude, for like 10 seconds. You can tell the guy went from like, I got this to, oh, I'm completely out. I shouldn't even be in this fucking cage. To lay on the ground, rear naked choke. First round, it was on pay-per-view if no one watched it. I think you can actually see it on his Facebook. I shared it. It's the whole round. And that's really all you need to watch anyway. We don't give a shit about the rest of the guys.
Right.
So our local heroes, 4-0. If swear to God, dude, y'all watch this dude. He will be in the UFC. He's fucking good. If you watch UFC, I watch UFC. This guy can fucking fight. He's explosive. He's fast. And all he gives a shit about is fighting. So he'll be on shortly. Tuesday we see Fish. Thursday we see Sydney. You're the fucking man, Smitty. I call him Smitty still. If no one calls him Smitty, you should, because it's just a kick-ass name. And we appreciate it, dude. And you're you're like another one. If you feel like shit in the morning, just remember Joel and Smitty. You ain't got that fucking bad.
Yep.
This guy's been gutted think about.
He's only got 2 more times left in his
Yeah,
chest.
yeah, you got 3. You fucking
Yeah.
losers.
Fuck.
3.
But we don't. There's no means for it. But I want to do another one later on if we can do another
Yeah,
one down
for
the road.
sure.
When you do some cool shit. And if not, we should just go hang out and drink
Water.
Water.
Water, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate it, man. We can
problem.
see y'all Tuesday. Let's get up out of here. Let's go IHOP and get some good
Yeah.
healthy food.